Alrighty. Hello everybody, TNT Chicken 99 here, and I am back with another gameplay video of Diablo 3. So here we go. Here's the escape screen. I was trying to show you last video. Didn't work though because my webcam was in the way. Apologies for that. So here we go. Diablo 3 right there. There's the symbol. It's very, very nice little symbol. So to start off, here's my character. This is the monk. As I mentioned last game, here's my most powerful character. And you can see all of his armor is pretty like uniform. That's because it is called a set. So all these armor pieces go together. If you look in my inventory, they're all kind of green. They have this green glow around all of them. Most of them. Because they're all part of this set called Remnant of 1,000 Storms. It says it right up there. And so Remnant of 1,000 Storms, the way it works... Oh, got it. Okay. Sorry. So Remnant of 1,000 Storms, as long as you have each of those 6 different things, which you can see are all in white up there, as long as you have 6 pieces, then you get all of those bonuses. 2 set, 4 set, and 6 set, which I do. You can read through those. I'll quickly describe what spirit is. So the way it works is you have, all characters have some form of, let me quickly move my webcam once again. Oh, actually, that's probably a better spot for it. I'll put it right there. Perfect. Awesome. So all characters have some sort of mana, some sort of energy. So the monk uses spirit. And spirit is... so I have 277 spirit. Sorry, loss of words there. So a spirit generator is anything that says 20 spirit per attack. And it says it right up there. It says 20 spirit per attack. So that tells you that that is a spirit generator. So if I go back here in my inventory and you look through these, so I have increased attack speed with spirit generators, and my spirit generators increase weapon damage of one other ability called Dashing Strike. So if you watched my last video, which I definitely suggest you should, it's kind of an intro to Diablo. Well, high advanced intro, I guess. So I'm just going to quickly scroll through. So here's my primary. Here's my secondary, but even though it says techniques, I've moved around the abilities. So don't really worry about the titles. So left click on my mouse, right click on my mouse. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And then here are my passive abilities. So I'm just going to quickly go through these. Pause the video at any point to look at them. I'm just trying to save time. So yeah, that's this character. So this, oops, not used to how this setup is. So this is my favorite character at the moment. Like I said last time, very high leveled. And if you notice all my gems, compared to the last video, all these are much higher level. Last video I was mentioning how everything, the diamonds for example, were plus 58 resistance to all elements. Here I have something that's plus 74. So definitely better. Compared to the amount of money I have almost 6 million here. I had barely 100,000 in the last one. So that's just a quick comparison between the older build and this character. So this character is actually not in what's called a season, which I mentioned last video. So this is both characters I've shown you guys are called hardcore characters. If that character dies, they're dead. You cannot get your character back if they die, which is kind of scary. And it's kind of funny. When you create the hardcore character, you actually have to click accept or deny on a full form that says you will not blame the game company for the loss of your character. It's not their fault. So, yeah, it's kind of scary when your character gets low on health, but this guy doesn't. I've built him up fairly well. So if you look up here, Torment, and that's Roman numerals for 7. So this is a Torment 7 game. Much, much higher than the last game I was playing, which was hard. So I'm going to quickly show you how this character plays. And as you see right out of the bat, I'm getting attacked by something. So let's just get going with this. So if you notice that these damage values, they're much, much higher. Which, I mean, I guess is to be expected from what I've said. But still, I'm dealing millions of damage compared to the last character, who was only dealing a couple thousand. I don't even think the Demon Hunter even got up to 100,000 with any of her attacks. So this is the monk. In last video, I explained this build I'm currently using as a very dynamic build. As you see, it's all movement based. So I use my primary ability, right here, Fists of Thunder, to generate spirit. And then I use my right click, which is Dashing Strike, to deal 12,500% weapon damage. And that is, you can only do that ability if you have the full 6 pieces of this set called Remnant of 1,000 Storms. Ooh, this is actually cool. This is actually one of the new dungeons they added in the new update of the game, Diablo 2.4, which is nice. I like this dungeon. It's kind of cool. Sorry. So, going through, killing stuff fairly quickly. And if you notice, I'm actually going a lot quicker through this dungeon than I did through the last one, or through the Rift run. I'm already at 16%, which is pretty good. So again, we hit a couple times, and then we use Dashing Strike, deal tons of damage, and life is good. Well, not for our enemies that we're hitting. Their life is actually pretty bad. So what I just used there is this little circle here on the ground, little orange one. It's an ability I have called Inner Sanctuary. And the way it works is you put it down, and any enemy that is standing inside of the circle takes 30%? Yeah, 30% more damage. And any ally, so me or any other player, takes 55% less damage. Which is really nice if I get in a nice, tight little situation. Pop down Inner Sanctuary, kill things really quick, and don't get killed very quick. So that's nice. So I'm just going to try to speed through this run. And what I want to do is I want to pick up something at the end when I kill the Rift Guardian called a Greater Rift Key. And Greater Rift Keys allow you to... Sorry, my throat's getting rough. Greater Rift Keys allow you to do what's called a Greater Rift. And a Greater Rift, you have a lot better drops at the end from the Greater Rift boss. It actually goes a little faster. And you get to upgrade something called Legendary Gems. So earlier I was mentioning about how I have those gems, like the diamond that does resistance to all elements, stuff like that. So the Legendary Gems, which I will show you in a minute once I kill off this guy here, Legendary Gems each have a special ability, and you can only equip a Legendary Gem into a form of jewelry. So one of the 2 rings that you have equipped, or an amulet. Those are the only things you can equip Legendary Gems. Let's just quickly show you. So right here in my ring, Broken Promises, if you look, if you look up this way, you'll see at the bottom it says Goguk of Swiftness, with a little it almost looks like a little cashew shape. So the Goguk of Swiftness, if you read the ability, 75% chance on hit to gain Swiftness, increasing your attack speed by 1% for 4 seconds. This ability stacks up to 15 times. So I can get up to 15% increased attack speed, which is very nice. And then also, the other really nice ability on that one, I'll show you in a second once this guy's gone, there we go, is beneath that it says gain 1% cooldown reduction per stack of Swiftness. So I have 15 stacks, then that means I gain 15% cooldown reduction, which actually I think I might want to change that gem out, because that's actually not very helpful for this character. Then we're going to go over to this gem here, Bane of the Trapped. Increased damage against enemies under the effects of control impairing effects by 22.8%. So in other words, any enemy that is slowed or frozen they take additional damage from me, which is obviously quite nice. And then its second ability, gain an aura that reduces the movement speed of enemy within 15 yards by 30%. Wait, hang on. That is a control impairing effect. So in other words, this gem activates itself. it creates a control pairing effect bubble around me, and then any enemy that is in that bubble gets hit by more damage. Very nice. And then my final gem up here, Molten Wildebeest's Gizzard, regenerates 35,000 life per second. That is very handy. That actually keeps me alive a lot. And then its second ability, after not taking damage for 4 seconds, you gain an absorb shield for 200% of your total life per second. So my total life per second on this character is around 58,000. So you see this little glowing bubble around me? That's the shield. And that shield is 114,528. So it absorbs 148,000 damage. And if you notice, it's still there. It took a lot of damage there, but it's still there. So that shield keeps me alive really well. I mean, I guess you could say it just gives me an additional 1,400,000 life. 114,000 life. Excuse me. But still, it's very, very helpful. So if you notice down here, my spirit isn't actually regenerating. I'm not gaining any more spirit until I start attacking things. Then I start gaining a ton. So some different classes, their different amounts of energy, they do different things. So with the monk, you don't actually gain spirit naturally. The only way to get spirit, in simple terms, the only way to get spirit is to have a spirit generator. And the ability I'm using, Fists of Thunder, is the highest spirit generating ability on this character. So what that means is I kind of constantly have to be attacking, because my dashing strike, if you notice, it uses up a lot of spirit. It actually uses up 75 spirit, and keep in mind, I only have 277. So my strongest attack uses up a lot of my resource. Excuse me. So I always have to be attacking to make sure I don't run out of that resource, because if I do, then that means I don't have my best attack to use. Which, again, obvious reasons, not good. Yeah. So let's just try to finish up this rift. We're already about 15 minutes into this video here. 12 minutes. And I'm already gotten through 75% of this rift, which is really nice. So in the last video, well, I'll talk about this here because it just popped up. In the last video, I talked about Paragon points. So once you hit level 70 in this game, you start gaining Paragon. And if you notice up here, level 70. This character is maximum level. So now, instead of leveling up, I gain Paragon levels, which down here, if you notice, my experience bar is blue. The experience that I've gained is blue. Compared to regular levels where it is yellow, or it's like a yellowish green tint. So Paragon points, you can put them towards different skill categories. So here you have 4 categories. You have core, offense, defense, and utility. And you can read through these. You have dexterity, vitality, movement speed, maximum spirit, attack speed, cooldown reduction, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, life, armor, resistance to all, life regeneration, area damage, resource cost reduction, life on hit, and gold find. So those are all the different types. And if you notice, each one has something out of 50. So each type can only hold up to 50 points. So that's very good to know, because once I get more than 50 points in one category, I can then move on to another category. So I've already filled up 50 points in each thing, because I'm level 200. And you get 1 point per level. And it cycles through, so your first level you get 1 core, second 1 offense, third 1 defense, fourth 1 utility, fifth 1 core, and it continues as such. It just cycles through all those different categories to kind of balance it out. So once you hit level 200, you have the ability, you don't have to, but you have the ability to have 1 category in each section filled, which I decided to do because I thought that was a good idea, to have something filled out in each category. So what I filled out is I have maximum movement speed, maximum attack speed, maximum resistance to all, and maximum area damage. Very nice. So, movement speed. Seems pretty obvious. Increases the speed at which I walk. Sorry, I'm forgetting offense. Attack speed. Again, obvious. Increases the speed at which I attack. Defense. Resistance to all. That will increase the amount of resistance I have to each different type. So here are all the different elements here. And you see all these have very high numbers, which increases the amount of damage I take. Or sorry, decreases the amount of damage I take from all of those different types. And then finally, utility, area damage. Area damage, I actually had to look it up because I was extremely confused on how it worked. So the way it works is, when you hit an enemy, you have a chance to deal area damage. And area damage is, so let's say you have a 50% chance of getting area damage. So if I hit one enemy and I do not get area damage, I hit the one enemy. That's it. I deal whatever amount of damage to one target. But let's say I get area damage. Now how it works is I deal the full damage to the initial target that I hit, but then I also deal however much area damage I have to the 10 nearest enemies, which is very nice. So that increases my attack damage for every enemy around me, really. Because since I have such a high attack speed, I'm dealing a lot of damage. I deal a lot of different hits. I don't actually know what the percentage is for area damage. Probably a good thing to know, which I don't. So that's how area damage works. And again, I actually had to look it up because I was extremely confused on how it was supposed to work. I knew it had something to do with how much damage nearby enemies took, but I didn't know exactly what it was. So we're almost done with this rift. We got 98%, and we're only 17 minutes into this video, which is actually a little slower than most rift runs take me. But again, I'm also kind of giving a little bit of a play-by-play as I go through. Oh, perfect. All right, so here's the Guardian. This is a guy named Gom. Well, that's what his character is named. But this enemy is called Veracity. Sorry. So I'm going to hit him a little bit, get my spirit up, put down that sanctuary, and if you notice, he's taking a lot of damage. He's almost dead already. And now, I'm sure you're wondering, Tano, why did you stop using your dashing strike? Well, I ran out of charges. You only have certain number of charges for every time that you use an ability, specifically dashing strike, and I ran out of those charges, so I couldn't use it until the charges refunded themselves, which takes approximately 8 seconds. So no big deal. Killed the boss. Picked up all the drops. So here's what I was looking for right here: Greater Rift Keystone. Bring this Greater Rift Keystone to the Nephilim obelisk in town, and it will open a Greater Nephilim Rift. So I'm gonna go quickly show you that, and then I'm gonna call the video off here. So we're going to go back to town now, and run up here. And I apologize. The game normally tells you what time it is up here, but for some reason it's actually not accurate. What time is it? It's quarter past 9 at the moment. So I'm not really sure why, but it's not being accurate lately. Maybe that's my computer time actually being off. I think that might be what it is. So I have to wait until this Nephilim Rift closes. It says it right here. And so I'm just going to wait for a minute, hang around. I'm not going to explain what I'm doing at the moment. Just, it's a complex system. Which I will definitely go through in the next video. Which I will hopefully be posting soon. And so I guess I just want to talk for about 5 seconds now. I want to start getting back into YouTube. Posting, I don't know, I guess start off with bi-weekly stuff. So record stuff over the weekend, because obviously I'm young, I'm still going to school. So the weeks don't really work for me as far as recording videos go. So I would probably have to be recording over the weekend. And so I would get those recorded probably Saturday, Sunday night. And then post, I don't know, maybe I'd post one on Tuesday and one on Thursday to start with. Maybe one Monday or Friday. I don't know. I'll have to figure out a schedule how I want to do it. So I'll figure that out as I go. Get some water. Much better. So I will figure out my posting schedule as I start getting back into doing this. Please give me your feedback, any and all feedback. I need to figure out a little bit more with my recording system, open broadcasting software or OBS. If anyone has any tips, I'd be happy to take tips. I'm actually going to turn down my volume a little bit here. I think I'm a little loud. There we go. All right, should be a little better. All right, back to the game. So I'm going to go over to the Nephilim obelisk, and I'm going to go to this button here, Greater. So I click on that, and I'm going to do a Torment 6 run. I'm going to click the things that empowered, and you can read down here if you want. I'm not going to make you read it, and I'm not going to read it myself, just because I want to save time. And I am actually going to go switch out one of my gems, because if you remember earlier, I mentioned how this gem here, the Goguk of Swiftness, isn't actually very useful for me. So I'm going to switch it out with this one, Bane of the Stricken. Very nice. Each attack you make against an enemy increases the damage it takes from your attacks by 1.05%. That's a very small percentage, but if you hit an enemy 10 times, it's taking 10% more damage. It stacks up quickly. And gain 25% increased attack damage against bosses and Rift Guardians. That is very powerful. So I'm just going to switch out those gems there. And now we're going to go start up the Rift. So we'll start it up. This is a Torment level 6 Rift. I'm not going to go Torment 7 because greater Rifts are a little harder. So before I get going, actually, I'm going to pause it because there's a timer. So you can't really see it, but if you look right here, there's a timer. And up above it, there's a little skull. So the skull is what my kill count is at, and then the timer is how far the timer has gone along. I have never actually run out of time on a Rift run. I typically beat the run before the timer has even gone through halfway, but it's something good to know and keep in mind. At lower levels, I've seen many people fail to complete the Rift, and it's just painful to not complete the Rift in time, because you don't get any of the bonuses at the end from killing the Rift Guardian, and you did just waste 20 minutes or so to get that Rift key from the regular Nephilim Rift. So it's just kind of sad when you don't actually beat the time. So you see here again, I'm out of charges, and now they're back. This is something I have to keep an eye out. So, yeah, like I was saying, it's always a good idea to try to beat the time as best you can. I mean, you're not really going to get punished for not beating the time, other than you're not going to get the extra bonuses at the end, which isn't fun. So, we're going to go through here, kill things really quickly. Lots of destruction, lots of damage. So, what I'm doing, I use my primary ability, Fist of Thunder. Sorry, I keep on confusing with a different ability. Fists of Thunder, which activates if you read the set abilities from at the very beginning of this video. You'll know what it does, but I'll quickly describe it. Whenever I use a spirit generator, like Fists of Thunder, it increases the damage that Dashing Strike does, and it increases it to 12,500% weapon damage. So my weapon damage is 3,391. That's a lot of damage. And then, I mean, also, there's all these extra damage modifiers I have. So I deal a lot of damage. And if you see down here, it's kind of glowing right now. So what that glow is that tells me that I have that boost. I have that extra damage. So I only really have to attack once to get the boost, to get the damage increase. However, I have to attack multiple times. I find I have to attack about 3 times to make sure that I can keep using my ability. Because otherwise I run out of spirit, and when I run out of spirit, I don't actually gain the charge back, because I have 2 charges. And so I guess I didn't describe this earlier either, but you can read the, actually, here. pause the video and read all the different abilities. Read all the 2-set, 4-set, and 6-set abilities. Right now, pause it. Alright, good. So now that you've read those and you know what they're supposed to do, now you can probably see why I need to make sure that I keep my spirit up. Because if I run out of charges on my dashing strike, then I've lost my main amount of damage, which is not good. So I need to make sure I keep my spirit up and don't go through all those charges. And excuse me for a second while I get a text and tell them to go away. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. So let's continue here. So this is a new dungeon. So as you can see, I'm pretty much double over on the bar over here. The damage or the enemies I've killed is double the time I have used. So I'm doing more than fine on time. Which, like I said, I always seem to do. I've never missed a run. So let's just keep on speeding through. So the reason I'm zapping electricity and killing everything, or I was you pick up or you get these things called pylons. I will point it out next time I get one. But pylons have a special ability on them. Some of them, which are my favorite, are called conduit pylons, which is one I just had. It deals a ton of damage to any enemy that gets struck by the lightning. I think it lasts about 15 to 20 seconds, maybe 30, I don't remember exactly. And it's very powerful because it does, clearly, a lot of damage. And it's actually really funny when you get the Rift Guardian spawned in, and you have a conduit pylon on you, because he just kind of melts, because you're dealing so much damage to him. It's really kind of funny. So the one I have on now, that just ran out, was a speed pylon, which increases my speed by a lot. And it also makes it so I can move unhindered through enemies. So if you notice right now, if I try to run through, I get slowed down. I can't run through them. Because enemies are actually solid creatures, you can't pass through them. Welcome to basic physics. You cannot pass through a solid object. So the speed pylon makes it so you can. Just because screw physics, who needs that? Alright, so getting my spirit up, and now we're going to go over here, we're going to target this boss, and he's gone. And here's another group of bosses. Step back, charge through them. Woohoo! Leveled up through my Paragon. Quickly use that Paragon point. And keep going. We're almost done with this rift. This video's, again, getting long. It's about a half an hour long now. So I'm going to have to cut it off fairly shortly. And I'm going to need to find a way to balance out my videos so they're not as long. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Maybe I do, I don't know, one rift run of some form per video. Or I break it up into parts, so I do 2 runs, but I do it in like a part 1, part 2 maybe. I don't know. Tell me what you guys want for video length. Personally, I like longer videos, but I know some people prefer like the 10, 15 minute videos, which I think might be kind of difficult to do with Diablo, just because of the way it works and the way I play. I don't know, maybe I just have to learn how to kill things quicker. Which, now that I think about it, sounds really wrong. I swear I'm not a murderer. So, I might have to figure out how to do that. Alright, so, here we go. I killed all the necessary enemies, and if you notice, there's no more enemies. They're all gone. It's silent. Hear that? Silence. So, what that is when you're doing a greater rift run, when you summon in the boss, he actually kills off every other enemy, so it's just you versus the boss, which is kind of nice. So, let's get this battle started. So, I'm going to pick up a channeling pylon. Here, it says power claimed. All resource costs removed, and cooldowns greatly reduced. So, we're going to go fight this guy. Get some spirit up, which doesn't really matter all that much because resource costs are gone. And now, he is long dead. So here's what I did. Put down my inner sanctuary, increase the damage he takes by 30%. Use my use my Fist of Thunder to gain my the damage increase, and then repeatedly use Dashing Strike since the resource cost was removed. So I could use Dashing Strike as many times as I wanted, which is extremely powerful with this build. So that was really nice. Well, not really for him, but it was a nice fight for me. So this is upgrading your gems. So here are all the different gems I have. I know it looks kind of scary. So I think I'm going to focus on the gems I'm currently using, which are these three up here. Bane of the Trapped, Bane of the Stricken, and Molten Wildebeest's Gizzard. So right here, the rank, it's currently level rank 25, and I have a 60% chance to get it upgraded. So I click upgrade, succeeded. So I'm not going to do it again because now it's only down to a 30% chance. And I'm actually going to go upgrade another gem I'm not using, and succeeded. So that's up to level 26. So that's just another gem that I have that's already high leveled. A kind of good strategy. You only upgrade your high level gems when you're doing high level games. You don't want to upgrade your rank like 2 and 3 gems, because a rank 2 gem can have 100% upgrade chance at a much lower rift level. So why would you go to a high rift level and to upgrade a low level gem when you can just go to a low level rift to upgrade that same gem? So it's just kind of learning the dynamics a little bit better. So here are the two things I just picked up. Neither are very good. Yeah. So the way it works here is it compares. If you look here, it compares your damage, toughness, and recovery to the weapon you're currently equipping. But I'm not going to change anything around because the way I have this character here built is almost perfect to the way he needs to be built. There's a different ring I'm supposed to be getting, and there's a different amulet I need. Other than that, though, this character is almost perfect. So I don't want to change anything, really. Unless I'm actually making an upgrade. For instance, if I pick up a better set of pants, a better set of Scales of the Dancing Serpent. If I pick up one that has higher damage, toughness, and recovery, I'll definitely switch into those ones because they're better. But I'm not going to change actual pieces. Just tactics to make sure that I keep my character as well built as I possibly can. So, I guess I'm going to call this episode here. It's been another half an hour long episode. Last one was about 40 minutes, but no big deal. Just intro videos, getting started, seeing how things go. So, I'm going to call it here. Thank you all for watching very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it's not creepy that I'm just like staring at my camera here. I'll just bring my camera nice and close to my face. There you go, nice, close, and personal with me. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and please like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing. I'm not asking for anything fancy. Well, the only thing I am asking for is feedback. Tell me what you think of this video, what you think of the way I'm recording, the way I'm doing things. I mean, smallest details. If you want me to raise my microphone level, lower my microphone level, anything, very detailed, please tell me. So, yeah, I'm going to call this video here, and thank you all for watching. Have a great